Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got another one for you today. We've got a little slide-in menu. We've got a little icon to the left there, the blue one. If I hover over it, it's going to slide in a little menu. Now we're just using a Divi row to do this today. We do have to write one little line of code, but it's really easy, and as usual, any code I write I'll put down below the video. You're welcome to use it as you need. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Once loaded, let's go down and I'll get rid of that menu up there. What I'm going to do that, as I'm using fixed positioning, is I'm going to go to the back end, hit the little purple button down the bottom, left hand side, we've got wireframe mode or wireframe view. Click on that, it'll take us to the back end. And there's my little slide-in menu. It's this row here. There's the little menu that we created and an icon to pull it out. Let's get rid of that and we'll start again. Okay, well, let's go back to the front end. I'm going to add a new row. It doesn't really matter where I put it because we're going to use fixed positioning. Now, if you wanted to actually put this on all of your pages, you could add it to a custom footer or a custom header. It wouldn't matter that you're adding a row to it, because you're going to use fixed positioning, and if you did that it would appear on every page. So let's add the row. I'm just going to add it to this page though. I'm going to use something like that. I want a little bit on the right and a bit more on the left. Inside my left hand column, this is where the actual menu part's going to go. I'm going to use a simple text module. I'm going to put in the link where I want it to go and the title, of course. And for the link, you can either select that and put a link on it with insert link, or you can link the whole module right here by putting your link in there. I'll just put a hashtag in there. I've got no real link. And always best practice, if you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off site, open it in a new tab. That way your website will stay open. Great. Well, let's style this a little bit the way we want it. I'm going to go into background. I'm going to give it a black background. But when you hover over it, I want it to change color. And this is common to all Divi modules. If you roll up over the black writing within a module, you'll see some little icons appear. If there's a little arrow right there, click on it. It'll give us an option for desktop when the mouse is not on it. We'll leave that as black. And hover, obviously, when the mouse is on it. For the hover, I'm going to make it purple. Click on the little arrow up there, choose the color, and you can do that with all kinds of things in different modules. Great, that'll work. Let's flip it back to the desktop. Okay, design wise, I want to go to my text there. You can either go design tab and down to it, or you can hit the little blue circle with a paintbrush in it. It'll take you straight there. Text wise, well, I want it in the middle. I'm going to make it white in color. I think I'm going to make it uppercase. And like I say, let's pop it in the middle. Great. And I want my little block to be a little wider than that, so we'll add a bit of spacing. And let's say perhaps 20 pixels top and bottom. Obviously you style yours how you want to. Yeah, that's okay. Then in a moment I'm going to shrink it up so it's much smaller. Last thing I want to do to this before we duplicate it is just add a little border on the bottom, so when we stack these things they'll each stand out from each other. So still in design, I'm going to close that out right below its border. I want to go in, I just want to put a border on the bottom. You've got top, right, bottom and left there. So I'm going to select bottom. I'm going to say 2 pixels. And I'm going to make it light grey in color. I'm using the same colors we used on some tabs in a previous video. Okay, great. Well, that's going to work for me. When you're happy, let's save. And we'll duplicate this however many links you've got. Okay, great. But I really don't want any gap in between them. I want them to be stacked perfectly on top of each other. And in the row itself, I don't want any top padding or bottom padding there. So let's go into the row and we can fix all of that very easily. Green tab for a row. I'm going to go in there to design, sizing, use custom gutter width. Gutter width is the space around and to the bottom of elements. I'm going to flip that one to on. I'm going to take it all the way down to the left. As you can see, they're now sitting on top of each other. Perfect. But there was still a little bit of padding with the row, top and bottom. So I'm going to close up sizing. Just down below we've got spacing again. I'm going to make sure there's no padding by putting a 0 in. Don't have to put the pix in. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. So we got no padding at all around that element there, which is great. Fantastic. Well, what I'll do now is I'll pause the video for aesthetics and I'll just change the names of all these. There's no point you watching me do that, because all I'm going to go and do is go in and change the name. There we go. I've changed all of those. Great. So I'm going to leave that just like it is. Now in our right hand column here, I'm going to hit the dark circle to add a new module there. I'm going to simply add an icon. Now they just teamed up with Font Awesome 4 recently, so there's an awful lot of icons to scroll through. If you know what you want, you can just type it in here. Let's try menu. Yeah, that'll do fine. That's the one I had last time. There's also a little button there. It'll pop out into a box if you want to search through them all and make it a lot easier for you. But I'm happy with that one. I'm not going to have a link on it. I'm not going to put a background on it. I'm going to go to the design. If I move this to the left here, you'll see that little icon right there. Here's our icon under design. I'm simply going to make mine blue. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe about... That looks okay to me. Great, and this is what we're going to use for the handle to sort of activate our menu and have it slide out. Great, well I'm happy with that, but obviously I don't want it as big as this. So I'm going to go back into my row. I'm going to shrink it down a bit. I'm going to go into design and sizing. We've got width down here. I'm going to pull it down to the black part to about the size that I want them to slide out. Say 20%. You can slide, you can type in a value, increment up and down with the little buttons there. That's probably going to work for me on this desktop size. If you're planning to use this on tablet and mobile, and it will work perfectly, they'll just have to tap on that icon. And again, this is common to all Divi modules, roll over the dark writing. If there's a little mobile phone type icon there, click on it. And you can set different values for tablet. Remember, this is going to be sliding in from the side. I'm going to want that icon up on the top. Width wise though, that's okay. And on mobile, roll down to it. Yeah, that will actually work, because I really don't have wide words there, but I'd probably like to make it a little bit bigger than that on mobile. Probably 30 or 40% of the screen. Yeah, let's take it down to 40. That'll work for us. But like I say, I want my little icon on the right hand side over here. So let's just write a little bit of code to make that happen on all devices. Works fine on our desktop. Let's go into my advanced here. We'll go down to custom CSS. Going to go down to the main element. I'm going to write display :flex. And as you can see, that's popped it up to the top right hand side for me. Exactly what I want there. Let's put a semicolon on the end. That's the only little line of code, and I'll pop that down below. Great, so it's going to be that wide on mobile, on tablet. I could make it a bit wider on the tablet, but that will work. So again, I'm going to go to sizing, roll down to width. Here we are on tablet. It's on auto at the moment. Something like that. That'll work fine. But this button's getting a little far away for us. We'll fix that in a moment. And on desktop, there's our regular one. Great. Okay, well, like I say, on tablet, that button's getting a little far away. So what I'm going to actually do is shrink down that row so it's only maybe 70 pixels wide. We're already in the row, I should say the column, not the row when I'm rolling over that. We're already in the row, so go to the content within the row. This is column 2 here. I'm going to go over to the advanced, custom CSS, main element. Let's try putting width 70 pixels. Now let's have a look on the mobile. That's better. It's right up against it on the tablet there. And on the mobile too. If you wanted to, you could make that a little wider, but well, that'll work for me on mobile. Great. So that's fixed that little problem. We're all ready to position this. Okay, well, right at the moment it's stuck in the middle of our page. I really don't want that. So let's put it where we want it. To do that, let's save. Go back into the row, main row settings here. I'm going to go over to advanced, down to position. I'm going to change mine from relative to fixed, and it'll jump up to the left hand side there. There it is, fantastic. But it's too high up there. So if we roll down a little bit, and you've got a matrix here, if you want to put it in the middle you can. Right, wherever you want to. But for my example today, it's going to work best if we put it up here. We've got a vertical and horizontal offset down below. So we can drag it up or down with a little slider there. I want mine sitting pretty much on my menu there. Again, slide, type in a value, and you can increment up and down with little arrows there. Yeah, I think just like that. Okay, looks like we're missing a bit at the bottom here. It's because this section over here is on the top of it. So I've got a Z index down below here, which dictates which things sit on top of other things. Higher numbers will always sit on top. So if I slide it up, as you can see, it's jumped on the top there. So if your menu's rolling down under something, give it a higher Z value. If you give it a high value and it's still doing it, go into the thing that's going on top of it and give it a value that you know is lower than the one for your menu. Great, well that works perfectly. Just to make this a bit more like a slide-in menu, I'm going to have it stretch the whole of the screen size, whatever screen they're viewing on. So to do that, I'm going to go back into my design tab. We're still in the row over here. Actually, it'd be better to go into the column rather than the whole row, because if we give this a background color now, it's going to fill out the whole thing. So let's go back to our content rather than design. We'll go into this first column. Now we'll go down to background. I'll give it a black color. I'm going to take the opacity down a bit so it'll stand out from our menu items there and show anything that's going behind it a little bit. Now you can't see it because it's the same height as the object on top of it at the moment. Unfortunately, with a column, if you go into design, there's no sizing option. So we can just write a simple bit of code to do that. Again, let's go into our advanced, custom CSS, main element. I'm going to say height, 100 VH for 100% viewable height. As you can see, that color's popped in there now. Great, well that's how we kind of want it to look. Let's go back into our row now and adjust it, because we only want to see that when people hover on it. So back into the advanced inside the row, back into the position where we set it as fixed position. And again, if you hover over the dark writing, you'll find your little arrow there, so we can set a hover and a desktop state. I don't want it to go up and down, I want it to go horizontally. So let's click on it. Desktop, when the mouse is not on it, all I want to see is that icon really. So let's offset it by sliding the slider down. And again, you can slide, you can type in a value. That's about where I want my icon. Then when they hover over it, I want it to be back to 0 again. So you can simply type a 0 in there. Seems to have jumped up slightly. So let's just, don't need to do a hover state, let's just do a regular slide there. Great, let's put it back on desktop state. Let's have a look at it on tablet and mobile, make sure it's in the right places. Tablet, I need to horizontally offset it a little bit more there. Horizontal offset. Let's get up our little tablet. I can take the hover effect off. And horizontal offset. Get up the little tablet again. And let's see. Something like that on tablet. Fantastic. And on the phone. Might need to bring it back the other way. There we go. Okay, that's great. Let's go back to our desktop. Okay, that looks good. Time it takes to get from desktop to hover state by default with Divi is 300 milliseconds. If you want to change that, in the advanced tab up here, we can go down to transitions. It's just above position we were working in there. There's a default 300. I'm going to slide mine up to maybe 700 mils or something like that. And again, you can slide, type in a value or increment up and down with those. I'm going to use a speed curve of ease in and out. Ease will work, but I like this one for sort of hover effects. So let's save that and see what we've got. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. We'll go on down. And there it is. It's taking 0.7 of a second to slide out there. We can roll over, click on the links. When we roll off, it's going to pop back there. Looks like we need to offset it a little bit more on desktop there. So let's just adjust that quickly. And again, as it's now in fixed position, we'll need to go into wireframe mode. There it is right there. And I just need to offset it a bit upwards. Advanced position, vertical offset. And we can just drag it up to where we want it. That looks perfect. We'll save all that again. Save draft again. Or publish if you're ready. Now let's take a look. Perfect. So there you go, guys. There's how to add a little slide-in menu to your Divi theme. Really easy, really nice little feature. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.